French explorer Samuel de Champlain was born in 1574 in Rouge, France. He began exploring North America in 1603, establishing the city of Quebec in the northern colony of New France, and mapping the Atlantic coast and the Great Lakes before settling into an administrative role as de facto governor of the New France in 1620.
In his early life, he acquired an interest from a very young age in the art of navigation along with a love for the high seas. Champlain was well educated in mathematics, astronomy, drawing, writing, navigation and map making. He was not yet 20 when in 1598 he sailed from Spain to the West Indies. His job was to take notes and also create an illustrated report based on his findings. He visited Puerto Rico, now Puerto Rico, Mexico, Colombo, the Bermudas and the Panama. Between 1603 and 1635, he made 12 stays in North America. He was an indefatigable explorer and an assistant to other explorers in the quest for an overland route across America to the Pacific and onwards to the richest of the Orient. He made strong efforts to form a trade alliance and embrace the natives' culture despite it being different than his own. Few years later, Champlain accompanied his uncle Francois Grave Dupont on his expedition to the New World in 1603. They explored the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the St. Lawrence River, which is now called Montreal. The next year, Champlain headed back to the New World, exploring the Nova Scotia to present-day Maine, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. He started his first permanent French colony in the New World, Quebec City, in 1608. However, the settlers were not used to the cold. Of the 32 original settlers, only 9 had survived the winter. After the settlement of Quebec, Samuel de Champlain realized that he needed help of the Huron tribe in order for his settlements to survive. And for the Huron, that meant a military alliance. So, for Samuel de Champlain, that required fighting the Iroquois alongside the Huron. Since Champlain had advanced technological rifles, they were easily able to kill the 2 chiefs of the Iroquois. Even when they retreated, Champlain did not rest and continued to fire until all were almost killed and the battleground had become a large container of blood. Champlain and his allies won the battle and caused the Iroquois to retreat into the forest. This victory marked an important moment in French-Canadian identity because it showed that Champlain was able to stand up for his native allies.
After many years of peace passed by, the English came up and decided to seize the land of Quebec. However, since this was such a prime location, Champlain could not let go of his opportunity to keep the land with himself. Eventually came up the idea of the Treaty of Saint-Germain-en-Laye.
The Treaty of Saint-Germain-en-Laye was signed on March 29, 1632. It returned New France, which includes Quebec, Acadia and Cape Breton Island, to French control after the English had seized it in 1629.
Appointed lieutenant by Cardinal Richelieu, Champlain returned in 1633 to Quebec, where he had time to see the promising beginnings of the colony he had planned. Paralyzed in the fall of 1635, he died the following December. His remains, buried under the Champlain Chapel, which adjoins Notre Dame de la Recouvrance, may today lie under the Cathedral Basilica. He dedicated spending 40 years of his life traveling around the world and making French colonies. Perhaps, if things had gone differently, we might have been speaking French in all of North America today.